Trending with Miss Trey. I have a wonderful interview today scheduled with someone that can help everyone in the industry right now, whether you're in the industry or just an everyday person. It's something that we all need, especially going through this pandemic. So I want to go ahead and introduce to you my guest for tonight, and we'll go ahead and sign her right on in.
Hi,
Hello, Gloria. Welcome to
how are
Trending with Miss Trey.
you?
We
Thank
have
you.
Gloria Award, entrepreneur, love expert,
Yes, ma'am.
author, business
Uh-huh.
strategist. The resume goes on and on and on. Thank you
Thank
for
you
being
so
a part.
much. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much. And I love
Ah,
the music. Is that your opening?
yes.
Oh man, that's amazing. And you are so beautiful. Jesus.
Thank you.
They
Thank
always
you
talk
so
about my smile, your smile. I know they talk about that.
much.
Oh,
Yes, they always tell me I'm always smiling. And I was like, it's a habit. It's a
yep.
habit.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not smiling, you know something's wrong. Like that's when you need to back up or you need to get me something to eat. One of the two.
Right. Right.
So I'm so happy to have you a part because what you stand for is definitely what we need during this pandemic right now.
Oh yeah.
Um, so let's just get right into it.
Okay.
You're the founder of I'm Loving Me Project.
Yep. I'm the founder of the I'm Loving Me project, where we inspire women to love themselves. We inspire women to live their highest and truest self, right? We inspire women to do you. You want to do that business, you want to take it to the next level, you want to dream it to the $1 million level and beyond. You just want to dream it so you can have a legacy to leave for your kids. We help you build that platform to get there, whatever your dreams and your missions are. And, we don't put any limits on what those thoughts are because for the longest, we put so much limits on ourselves. When society adds the limits, we just think that it can't come true, right? So what I tell the women is if you're 25 or if you're 65 or even if you're 70, it's still possible, right? The only thing that we have to do is work on your mind because this is where it all starts. And once we can work on your mind, the money will come, right? And the reason why you got to work on your mind is because of the programming that you've had for 40 years, 50 years, 25 years, right? And so that's what we break through. We break through those patterns, those generational curses, those that trauma you had so that you can see who you really are, right?
I love it.
Yeah, that's what we
Okay,
do.
so that's a mouthful. How
Hmm.
did you say like this is what I wanted to do? And I know you probably have a team, so how did you pick the right people for the team? Because like you say, it's all about inside. So you had to really find someone that is pure inside, their
Oh
core is
yeah,
good, like they're gonna be able to lead someone else. Like
absolutely.
how did you put that together?
Well,
That's a
what I
lot.
did was to put the team together. You got to believe in the vision first, right?
Correct.
You got to believe in a vision. And so I shopped around and I told the people that I was interviewing, this is the vision. We're going after 1 million women and we're going to inspire them to love themselves. We're going to help them build their business and not just help them with information and say, oh, the way that you get to $1 million is you have to be disciplined. You have to be able to have a business plan. No, I don't even follow that, right? I don't do that. You can give me all the advice in the world, and I'm gonna still sit up here and say, how do I do it? Right? If you're gonna be on the team, you have to know what you know. You have
Hmm.
to be good at what you know, and you have to be able to teach it, right? So if it's something that I can't read or can't use or anything like that, then this is not the place for you because the group of women that I'm bringing are women who are trusting us to help them move their vision in their life, right? And us being entrepreneurs, Trey, like if I'm coming to you, I have a problem.
Right.
And I'm not coming for you to tell me how great I am and you read this book and this is how you get there. No, how did you do it? What did you do to get yourself past this hurdle? And if you can't tell me, then that means that you're not the right person, because you haven't went through it yet, or you might have not overcame it yet, and that's okay, right? And so I was looking for those leaders who would go out there and be ready to inspire women. And it just so happens, God has blessed me with a wonderful team. I think we're 8 people strong now,
Wow,
within
that's
the last
great.
3 years. Yeah, it's been amazing, you know.
That's really great. That's really great. What is what is the process like? Because as someone, dealing with the pandemic, like the
Yeah.
pandemic has shifted a lot of mindsets. And
Hmm.
whether it be bad or good, it shifted the mindset. So it's like, what do you tell that woman that comes to you and says, what my norm was is not my norm now, and I don't know what to do, and I'm
Right.
stuck.
Right. Let's look at your strategic plan. Let's look at your vision. Let's see how we can pivot. It's over 55 business models that the world uses. 55. And within those 55, they haven't changed in probably like 700 years, right? Let's look at what you can do, how you can scale back and still have your business. Once you learn how to pivot and scale back, then you look at what works for you. Once you figure out what works for you, once you do that, now you can take a look at the plan again, see where the market is going. You have to read, you have to keep up with the trends. You have to figure out what's going on right now so you can integrate that into your business. So right now, the biggest thing that's in the pandemic, that is the number one thing that um, is trending and that's out there, is communication. Communicators, us, podcasts, blogs, all of these video things, everything, because people are sitting at home. How are you going to get your business in front of them? Talk to them, communicate with them, use a podcast, use your social media, use a blog to give out valuable information, because there is somebody who is just like you that's trying to figure out how to pivot. You know who those people are? The servers who lost their jobs, the teachers who don't really understand how to teach these kids or use the technology to teach these kids, the Uber drivers, and all of these people who have this extra income that they do on the side that they no longer have. Those people are unemployed. There are 540,000 women who left their job,
Wow.
right? Because they have to stay home with their kids.
Yeah.
Who gonna solve their problem, right? Because they chose their family, they had to give up their income. What are some of the things that they're going to do? You know what they're going to do? Network marketing. They're going to do all those things where they can work from home jobs, all of that. Are you in network marketing? Do you have a work from home job? Do you need assistance with anything? Those are the people you can go after. They have degrees, they are ready to work, but they
Right.
can't because they have to be able to put their kids first, right? So you look at those things and you say, you know what? Well, if I'm able to show another woman who left her job how to make some extra income using her talents as a writer, I got a whole blog. I hate the write, right? I do not like coming up with stuff every week and researching and stopping. This is what I like to do in my company. Let me see if I could find a mom out there who will take the time to actually do the research and do that. She will love to. You know why? Because she get to spend more time with her kids, she get to use the computer, and she's making a little bit of cash, you know? So that's what you look at. You look at where the world is now, how you can pivot in your business. Maybe if you were calling people every day, you move to a subscription model so that you can get a residual income every day. People are buying online each and every day, from sneakers to
Yeah.
food to books, everything, right? A subscription model didn't fit your business then, but it might now, right? The e-commerce
Yeah.
model didn't fit your business then, but it might now, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's what
that's
you do.
absolutely
You
true.
look at those things.
Yeah, because I know like a lot of people, when the pandemic hit, everyone thought it was like, oh, it's gonna be 2 weeks or maybe
Yeah.
even 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
We're now like what, 9 months in, six, eight
Yeah.
months in, and
Yeah.
it's like you have to learn how to pivot.
Yep.
And sometimes, yes, you can have the business model and you can have the business sense, but if your core has broken because of the pandemic, you have to restructure that first.
D Nice did it for all those club promoters and DJs and people when he came out with Club Quarantine, because the people at the clubs, I mean, you literally sitting at home if you had a nightclub or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Or you worked at a nightclub because you can't go nowhere. You still to this day, people are scared to go out, right? And here in Atlanta, like we're out
yes,
and we're going out, right? But at the same time, we don't know when the restrictions are coming or anything. So what he did was he said, you know what? I'm going to play my music on Instagram. And if y'all want to dance and laugh at home, that will be cool. And I'm going to sell some merchandise at the same time. And now virtual DJing is like the norm, right?
right.
Friday night, you get on, you can listen to the music, all that.
Pick your DJ, pick your playlist.
Exactly, exactly. And the crazy thing is, and we looking into it too, is how, for like the new year coming in,
Hmm.
remember New Year's Rockin' Eve and all that, watching the ball drop and
Yes,
everything. It's like we got streaming services. What's so wrong about putting your business on Apple TV and Roku and all those streaming services where you can have your own New Year's Rockin' Eve, right? You can chill and everything, because they're not going to do that,
right,
but we still want what we want. We want to be able to celebrate and have stuff for the holidays, and we can't. Zoom sometimes does not work, or virtual platforms when you want to have a plate for Thanksgiving. I want to eat. I can't eat on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? I can't have all that on Zoom, but how can I get it?
right. And
You know?
that's what I love about your platform because it's not just let me help you get your mental health right or get your core right.
Mhm.
It's help you get your life right
That's right.
from the core to the business or the
Mhm.
core to the vision. We'll say the vision.
Right.
So I love that aspect of it because I know for a fact a lot of people would love to be a part of your program because
Mhm.
they got lost in the shuffle of the pandemic of life
Right.
or their situations and it's like who can you trust to be like I'm gonna pour out me without a judgment behind it
That's right.
or without a side eye like
Right.
you really got this going on.
Right, or thinking that you're going to be competition. We are all trying to live out our vision. My vision is different from yours, right? We
Right,
might be doing the same thing, or we might use similar tools, but the vision is different, right? There's no need for me to get jealous because I think you ahead of me or you think I'm ahead of you. See, that's the wrong way of thinking, right?
right,
Collaboration and networking is how you build stuff. And if you want to live an example of that, look at Amazon. Amazon does not carry near none inventory nowhere. They have a whole bunch of warehouses where you send your stuff to them and they promise you to send it out.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Because
right,
they understand the idea of collectivism, business, and they can grow because they say, you know what? We're not going to compete with you. We're going to allow you to grow a business through our platform. What we're going to focus on to make it easy for you and to give you a good starting point is we're going to focus on the technology, the hardest part. So we're
yeah,
going to be the inventors. We are going to make sure that we offer free shipping, next day shipping, membership, all of that to entice your audience to buy your product. Who would say no to that?
exactly. Because if you know you can get an Amazon package the next day, you're
Come
like,
on.
okay, I got
Right. But who's gonna say no to
it.
that? And
Yeah,
and for an Amazon person to sit with you and say, Oh, you have different options that you can use for your book and everything. We give you next day shipping, we give you a website, we give you barcodes, we give you all this wonderful stuff. The only thing you do is either send us the book and let us do it, and you pay us a small portion of every book we send out, or you could do it yourself at home, use our platform, and get your product out. And when you can do that, you can sign up today and you can start in a day or two and have a full Amazon business,
Yeah,
you know?
that's wild. Okay, so with I'm Loving Me project, I
Hmm.
see that you offer courses and training, and I believe you're doing seminars prior to COVID, of course.
Right.
Um, how does that work? Do you all like meet in one city, or is it online, or how is that?
Yeah, right now everything is virtual. So what we do is that we do have a lot of Zoom meetings. Like we had one yesterday, where we're doing some journal work to get the ants
Okay.
out of our brain, right? Those
Mm.
automatic negative thoughts that run through our brain every day, and to be aware of them. We have our mirror workshop that we do online, and most of the virtual stuff we have taken advantage of. So in 2021, we're going to see if we can kind of move to like small crowds and small gatherings, because this kind of work requires you to be face to face. This
Right.
kind of work requires your attention. If you are in a room with women and you're talking about capital or sales or anything like that, in order for you to get it, you got to be able to walk through the steps, right? But the good thing is that with our courses and everything, we have fantastic coaches who know how to use the technology and keep the attention of our women so that they can walk through the process with their business. Because I'll tell you and I'll tell your listeners, I don't care if you believe you need to go back to school and do all of that stuff. Please do not waste your time. The biggest thing that people are going to be looking for uh, in 2021 and beyond as it relates to a career is certifications. Are you certified in what it is that you do? Because a certification you have to actually do.
Mhm.
You have to take exams. You have to be in scenarios. You have to give hours instead of a degree where you reading all day, right? Certifications is going to hold more weight than a degree. You know why? Because a lot of people are online. The kids are cutting school right in front of the parents' faces. They sitting there and they got the headphones on, and you think they in school, but they playing games and looking at Facebook and doing all this kind of stuff, right? So if you want to advance your career, look at certifications. If you want to be able to advance your business, look at taking courses that are specialized in the things that you need. Don't go for the roundabout. Oh, we're going to teach you how to start a business. That's easy. Go down to the county, get a business license, get a tax ID, go ahead and set up an LLC or whatever the standard is going to be for your company, and you started a business. You can get that online. What you
Right.
don't get is how to build a team, how to manage cash flow, how to scale, how to profit, how to charge correctly, how to work on your pricing. Those things you have to be in a course for and get a coach to have, because those things you have to learn and you have to mess up.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
So I want to, touch on like I said, you have a lot of significance for your program,
Mhm.
but I want to know 5 tips you would give someone to improve their self love.
Mm. Take a look. One, the first thing is look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Even if you feel like you don't like it, say it anyway and speak it out loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I curse on here?
You can say whatever you want.
When you look in that mirror, you can say, I know I'm a real bitch. I know it. But the reason why is because I'm hurt.
Mm,
And the reason why I am hurt is because I think a lot of people hurt me when I was younger. And the people who hurt me abused my body and my mind and manipulated me, right? You have to do
Mhm.
things like that so that you can get to the core as to why you showing out anyway, right? Because it's not the boyfriend breaking up with you or the girlfriend breaking up with you. It is not the people on your job who gets on your nerves and they don't want you to advance. All that stuff might be true, but the core thing inside of you is the fact that up here you have an idea of who you are and you don't like her.
Wow.
You
That
don't.
was that was deep.
For
Wow.
real.
No, that's valid though. That's
And when
100%
you
valid.
once you figure that out, the second thing you need to do is figure out, okay, now that I figured out that I don't like myself because I was abused or my mom was never there or I felt abandoned and all that stuff, go ahead and reach out and start to get the therapy for that. The only reason why I say that is because you have to be able to sit down and purge that all out to someone who doesn't know you, someone who is not going to judge you. You can't do it with your friends. Don't go yelling at your mama once you figured out what's wrong and blaming your family members as to why you are the way you are. That's the wrong way to do it. Get a therapist where you could purge all that out. And once you purge all that out, they will give you the steps and the tools that you can use to do the third thing. And that is confront that person, you or whoever, because you know what you need to do. The fourth thing is something uh, that that is only a decision. You have to decide to forgive.
Woo! I do
Right? You have
it.
to decide to forgive. Let me tell you why. All of our emotions, anger, jealousy, uh, sadness, grief, all that stuff, that is emotions that we feel, right? But Trey, we have to make a decision to forgive somebody. We have to make a decision to love somebody. We have to make a decision to have joy. And we definitely have to make a decision to have peace. So, with those four things, they don't come easily, like
No.
flying off the handle, getting angry, and all that stuff. And the reason why it's a decision is because we have to give up the story and write a new story, right? So when you sit and you think about it and you like, I forgive you, no. Do you really? Because you have to make a decision to do that. I had to make a decision to forgive my ex husband for all of the things that I thought he did to me, right? But
Mhm.
what I found out through therapy was that was his stuff that he was spilling on me.
Yes.
And I was acting out because I thought you were hurting me. You did this to me. I wouldn't be in this situation if it wasn't for you.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be in this one bedroom apartment with two dogs by myself if it wasn't for you. No, 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 no. Right? What I had to understand was is that Gloria, you know what? His behavior is his behavior. It spilled on you and you had your own behavior as a result of that. And now that you are in this space that you in right now, you have to decide what you're going to do. It's not his fault that you are here. He might have saved you, which he did, right? And I did. I had to give up the story because Trey, the whole time in my head, you know what I was thinking? It's your fault because you are not giving me the fantasy of a life that I was supposed to have being married
Woo!
in my head.
Where's the collection plate?
You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
You wasn't giving me
Yes.
my fantasy. You wasn't taking care of the bills like you were supposed to. You wasn't taking care of me like you were supposed to. You wasn't being faithful to me like you were supposed to. I did not even see you because I was so deep in my fantasy of what it meant to be married. You know why? Because people in my family don't marry.
Mm.
It's maybe one or two. My mom died when I was 7 years old. She died of AIDS. I've never really saw a really good relationship. So I told myself, I made a decision that when I get married, it's going to be forever. He's going to love me. He's going to do this. And that thing did not act that out. Oh my God, it is your fault. Well, no, you have to give up that fantasy because you didn't see him. If you would have saw him, you probably wouldn't have married him, right?
Wow. Wow.
You
That
know,
was a whole word.
for
Like I
real.
just want to get the collection plate.
Yeah, and the thing is, enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life. Fall in love with your life that you have now. And that's how you get more. A lot of people say, oh, when I have that, when I get that, when I have this much, when I get this, right? That's when I'm going to enjoy my life. I can't wait until I get this. And then you know what? I'm going to be a better person. No, you're not. Fall in love with the life that you have now where you are. Be detached from that
Hmm.
because that is what's holding you back. When you love the life that you have now, broke with money, one person on the team, two people on the team, 10 people on the team, enjoy it, love it, live it, and do you, and watch you see more come to you because more only comes out of more, right? More doesn't come out of worry, stress, and all that stuff, and thinking about something that hasn't even happened yet.
Overthinking.
it it comes out of you enjoying and blessing and being excited and being happy with what you have. I'm so glad I'm in this one bedroom apartment with these two lovely dogs, right? And I'm so happy I have the opportunity to sit and talk with women every day about the power of self-love and everything, and more starts to come, right?
Absolutely.
So fall in love
Absolutely.
with your life where you are, and more is inevitable because that's the way God works. That's the way the universe works. If you don't believe in God and you believe in the universe, whatever you attract comes to you. You are grateful for what you have. More stuff comes to you because you start to attract that, right?
I love it. I love it. I love you, Gloria.
Absolutely. Love you
Because
too.
I no, the reason I say that is because when you have those conversations with your girlfriend
Mhm.
and you're like, he did this or they did that, or you like how you said, you have to release the story.
That's right.
And that's the hardest part, I believe, with moving forward for a lot of people is
Hmm.
releasing that story
Yeah,
because you've identified with that story for so long.
that's right.
So now you have to write a new story to
Hmm.
where it scares you because
Absolutely.
you don't know what to expect with that new story. You already
Yeah,
know what the end result is with the old story.
correct.
So I'm just like,
Yeah, like I tell the women, nobody's gonna feel sorry for you because you were raped, you were molested, this person did this and stuff to you. That happened. That is true. And it is your story. But now we're gonna write a new one. We can't sit in the bitter thing that and this and that. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for you because the world out there does not care.
absolutely.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares what happened to you. We have sympathy, oh my God, but we are
Right.
glad that is not us, right? We are glad that it's not us. We won't tell you that, but that's the way we feel. But when you go home at night, you got to be able to rewrite the story because you'll stay stuck there.
Yeah.
And the cards that you were dealt, how are you going to play them? Because obviously you went through all of that. You built up so much resilience, not for you to go ahead and tell a sad story, but for you to help someone else to overcome who just got beat yesterday, who just got raped by their husband last night, right? Who is trying to figure out how to grow their business with $10 in the bank, right? You've built up the resilience. It is your duty to go ahead and give back. Why keep it to yourself, rehearsing that same old story to keep you stuck? Where you got out of that situation? How?
And
And
that's what it's
that's
supposed to
the
be.
importance.
Your test is supposed to be your testimony, not your test supposed to be your living.
There
It's
you
supposed to be
go.
your testimony.
That's right.
I'm so glad to have you a part of it, Trending Miss Trade. This was a amazing experience because, like I say, you touched on so many things that we are facing with women in this pandemic. You know, just trying to figure out what's next for life. But I
Exactly.
do want to ask, what is your age range for people to join? Is it open to everyone, or is it a certain age range?
Yeah,
Is it
we
a certain age?
usually attract from like 35 to 65. That's like, because
Hmm.
in your 30s, you're thinking about your life at that point, right?
Right.
Because you're saying to yourself, oh, okay, damn, shit, I can't be going to the club no more. And I gotta figure out, right? I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with my life for real. Like I'm living at home with my parents or they still paying my rent or something like that. I need to go get me something, a job or something, right? So we usually grab them at the 35 to 65 range, right?
Okay.
And that's where we are. We get some 20-year-olds, but they're not they're not stunting us right now. They got
Right.
to live more life, you know. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, like I say, this was definitely something I'm gonna rewatch and be like, let me jot the notes down because
It's so needed, you know, and especially with self love, it's so
Mhm.
needed because it starts at the core, and if
That's
your
right.
core is not right, your life will not be right. That's
Correct.
point blank, period. Whether it
Hmm.
be business, whether it be relationships, because like you say, until you release the story of why you don't love you, you can't move forward.
That's right.
So I'm
If you,
just
you
all
can't grow a
about
business, you can't do anything until
right,
you get comfortable with who you are. Nothing in life is going to blossom for you until you get comfortable with who you are and you start to be that. That's it.
so before we close out,
Yeah.
what's next for I'm Loving Me project?
Oh my God, we got a whole plan that we just finished in 2021. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do more classes and workshops for our business women. One of our goals is to start to invest in some of our women and really give them the not only the tools and the resources, but also the capital to really grow out their vision. One of the things that I'm real excited about is being that person who not only um, gives out the information but take action, right?
mhm,
And it just won't sit right with me if we have a whole bunch of women coming to the workshops and the classes and doing all these things, and the common thing is, you know, I don't have the capital to get this done. I don't have this to get this done, right? So
mhm,
knowing that we have the opportunity to network and build this community, we're going to start to offer that. We want to be able to not only put our money where our mouth is, but also develop this community of women who are actually thriving, right?
right,
Not just talking,
right,
but actually thriving and creating this community where we are also giving back at the same time, you know? So that's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on our wonderful topics that we talk about each and every month, grabbing up an organization that we can give back to, and also focusing on building leaders at the same time while working on our mind. That's it.
I love it. Thank you for being a part. Is there anything you
Absolutely.
want to say before we go for the night?
I would just say the same thing that I've been saying during out this whole thing. If you want to be able to um, fulfill your vision, increase your life, increase your self love, fall in love with the life you have now. Be appreciative for the life that you have now and watch your life grow.
Thank you so much, Gloria Ward, for being a part. I
Yes, thank
appreciate
you.
you definitely don't be a stranger to Trending with Miss Trey. If you have
I
any new
won't.
projects, any new updates, or if you just want to come hang out, feel
Yeah.
free to let me know and we'll pencil you in.
All
Thank you,
right.
and you have a wonderful evening.
All right. You too.
Bye bye.